Okay,
Steady hands.
steady hands. Okay, no clapping. Alright. Hello people!
Hi.
We are back. I'm teacher Everton.
I'm Francis.
And today's video is a little bit more specific for students at IASG. Today we are here to help you understand what all those names on your book are about.
Opening, diving in, spot on, hang out. These words are all over the book, right? Actually, they mean something, and if you know how to work with them, 50% of your problems with homework will be solved.
Also important to remember that this is the third video of the channel already, so if you haven't watched it, click here, somewhere in here, and check our last video when we talked about do's and don'ts.
Don't forget to subscribe, to click like on this video, and share it with your friends. Leave a comment, leave suggestions. It's always good to have a feedback from you. Alright, the opening moment is the introduction of the unit. For example, books have 8 units, so each unit has an opening. These activities, they usually come with a discussion, with a game, something to remember grammar, something to remember vocabulary. It's very short, it's like 10 minutes, which is just to introduce you to what you are going to talk about during these next 2 classes.
Everybody studies English to learn how to talk to other people, right? This is the moment when you see the language you're studying being used in a conversation, in an audio or a text, which also sometimes brings new vocabulary or new information about the theme of the unit you're going to be studying.
This is a good way to know what to expect when we go visit Practice City.
Was that lame?
Kinda. So be aware, if you have any trouble with vocabulary, if you don't understand the context very well, ask your teacher. This section is directed to the vocabulary rats who love to discover new words and new expressions connected to the topic of the unit.
That's a very nice moment to start making notes in your student's book, trying the best to avoid translation, and instead of that, making connections between the new words you're learning to old words that you already know.
For example, instead of writing dinheiro along with money, write thing used to buy stuff. Much easier, right?
No, God!
Okay, we've been through some stuff, we already know the theme of the unit, and we've learned some fine words we can use. So it's time to put them to work.
During this time, you are being put in a situation similar to ones that you probably find during life. So when you face this on real life, you can make yourself very talkative. Well, that's a lot. But it's time to organize. Spot on is the time to put the T's and the D's in the right places.
If you need grammar to better understand things, this is the moment to put communication on hold and put the pieces together to understand the structure of what we have learned so far.
Grammar forest.
That's
That's so lame. We can make a math like no. Make sure to make as many notes as you can, so when you are doing homework, Y-Connect or resource book or whatever, you can go back to this page and remember what you discussed in class. So if you don't remember all the structures from present perfect, continuous, past perfect, simple past, what's going on?
The past and the continuous and the perfect. Yeah, there are plenty of them.
Yeah. So you can go back to your book, use it not only during the semester, but if you need for the future, it's there for you to remember, not your teacher. So remember to make notes that you can understand in the future. Grammar forest, no, not gonna use this.
Come on! I don't know the reference here.
Oh yeah.
That's why there's a grammar forest.
Yeah. Make sure you don't get lost in the grammar forest.
The forest? I thought that was a joke. We can't go in there. Students aren't allowed. And there are werewolves.
Oh, there's more than werewolves in those trees, lad. You can be sure of that.
Almost at the end of the unit, right? Now, to make sure we are not going to forget everything about that, figuring out is our train stop to update the passengers list.
Open the doors to your mind and revisit everything you discussed during the unit. So in the next section, you're gonna know exactly what to do.
Now, before we jump off this unit to go reach a new one, let's take a look at everything we learned and do a last practice.
If you are a major point student, this is the moment to present your project, to discuss with your friends, to debate some different opinions, to take parts, I don't know,
You're dancing. I have to do some something with my hands.
Sorry. Okay.
You want me to stop?
No.
It's bothering you?
No, I just paid attention.
Okay.
Find a partner and make yourself Rachel Green and talk your brains out.
Oh, look. Blair forgot her glasses. And she's gonna really be needing these to keep an eye on that boyfriend.
Hey, Rach, maybe your resolution should be to, gossip less.
What? I don't gossip. Well, maybe sometimes I find out things or I hear something and I pass that information on. You know, kind of like a public service.
Now, before we finish this video, there are 2 bonus sections that are worth mentioning and can be used in the future.
The tapping into section exists only in Make Your Point books. It's there to create a moment of searching for some specific topics that will help you in the Make Your Point section, because the Hangout section from the app in Make Your Point is called Make Your Point.
Scared of the big presentation your teacher asked? Use this moment to put together words, news, videos, and everything you can find to create a big and nice work that you can present to your teacher, your classmates, and everyone you know. And finally, this last section is actually on YConnect.
We decided to put this section in the video because many students have no idea it exists. It is the report section, which is located right next to the My Courses tab. I don't think I can do it.
Really? Come on!
This section is there to answer a very common question, which is whispered in the halls, just like his name.
And who owned that wand?
We do not speak his name. Voldemort.
How do I know what I've done so far and how good are my results?
Here you can check a list of all YConnect exercises from minutes 1 to 8, and also which ones you have done and which ones you haven't. In this list, there are 2 columns showing the first attempt and the second attempt of the exercises on your YConnect.
Instead of trying to find yourself through the exercises, use this section to have your own control and to not get lost during the homework.
Well, now you know what everything on your book means.
Don't forget that all these sections that we talked about during this video, they are almost the same sections that you find on YConnect. Because your YConnect is totally connected to your student's book, which is totally connected to the resource book. So
Go ahead, sorry.
always do your homework with your student's book.
Alright folks, that's it for today. If you're still confused about something on your book, on your YConnect, or life, universe, and everything else, leave a comment here or talk to one of us, any teacher at the school, and we'll help you out. That's it, see you guys on the next video.
See ya!